Hi, welcome to this short video where we're going to talk about pranayama breathing. So, pranayama is that life force energy that flows within us, that feeds our cells, that feeds all of our organs, and just really allows us to appreciate the fullness of our breath. So, we're going to talk about three different types of breathing today. And the first one we're going to talk about is Ujjayi breathing. So this is a great practice to use to carry you through your entire yoga sequence or your entire yoga class. So when we talk about Ujjayi breathing, we talk about really getting deep within our throat area or our throat chakra. So generally, we'll breathe in through our nose and out through our nose, constricting the throat area. So I like to start this during the warm-up of a yoga sequence and use this breath to carry me throughout the whole process or my whole yoga practice. It's so beneficial because when we get into those really hard poses, especially if we're holding poses for an extended period of time in like a power class, or if we're in a yin class, we're really holding deep stretches. The Ujjayi breathing really allows us to send that breath to those areas where we're holding tension, or let's say we're doing a hip opener, or maybe we're working in the shoulder area, and you start to feel the sensation of the stretch, or maybe you're at your edge and you're really thinking, oh, I don't know how much longer I can hold this. That Ujjayi breathing, you can send that energy to that area where you're holding that tension or that sensation or a little bit of discomfort, and it really allows you to extend that pose. It also helps us in timing when we're doing our yoga poses. So you may hear like breathe in or inhale, and it's that, and exhale. So when we talk about Ujjayi, we talk about like an audible ocean breath. And like I said, we generally do this in through the nose, out through the nose. But of course, you can always do it in through your nose and out through your mouth. But it's really like starting to take that deep inhale, filling that belly up with feeling that constriction in the throat, and then exhaling the same way. Really feeling that rattle. So imagine if you have your hand in front of your nose or in front of your mouth, or imagine a window, and fogging up that window pane. So it's breathing in through the nose and really feeling the breath on the palm of the hand. So let's go ahead and try that a few times together. Really opening up through your throat, feeling the constriction, feeling the vibration as you're breathing, and listening for that ocean breath sound that you have while taking that air in and releasing. So let's try that a few times. So when doing that breathing, I could really feel that vibration in my throat area and really feeling like my belly filling up and chest, rib cage, everything, air in and then back out. So try practicing that a little bit on your own. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to get used to, but once you get used to it, I almost find it impossible not to breathe like that when I'm in the middle of a yoga sequence. So that's Ujjayi breathing. The second type of breathing we're going to talk about is a three-part breath, which is great for lowering your stress, calming the central nervous system down, relieving stress and tension within the body, just slowing down in general. And it's a really good breath to use if you start to get in like a nervous situation or a fight or flight situation, or anxiety starts raising around you. Maybe it's people around you, maybe you're in a crowd, or you're getting ready to, perform or give a presentation. So 3-part breathing. Let's try putting a hand on your belly and a hand on your chest. So when we 3-part breathe, we're thinking of belly, rib cage, chest. And when we inhale, we're filling up the belly, and then we're filling up the rib cage, and then we're filling up the chest. And then holding for 1 at the top. And then when we exhale, exhaling the chest first, then the rib cage, then the belly. And again, preferable to do in and out through your nostrils, but always have the option to breathe out through your mouth. So I should have prefaced the beginning of this video with it, but I'll say it right now. When we're doing this breathing, especially like the next 2 styles, the 3-part, and then we'll move into alternate nostril. If you have any like anxiety or breathing conditions, take note of that. In those cases, you definitely may want to breathe out through your nose. And also, when you start to get used to these breathing patterns, sometimes you can get like a little dizzy because you're not used to breathing so deep, or so slow and so relaxed. We don't think about it when we're breathing. It's just a natural involuntary action. But when we focus on it and start to really expand that diaphragm, sometimes we can feel a little lightheaded, and that goes away once you get used to the practice. But let's try that belly on, or hand on belly, hand on chest, and inhaling through your nose, filling your belly up first, moving to your ribs, then to your chest, and exhaling in the opposite direction. So let's try taking 3 breaths together. Let's begin. Inhale. Belly, ribs, chest, hold, exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest, hold, exhale, chest, ribs, belly. One more time. Inhale, belly fills up, ribs, chest, exhale, chest, ribs, belly. And that's your 3-part breathing pattern. And we'll quickly talk about one more. This is my favorite because this really reduces my stress or tension, or is great for calming the central nervous system. And it's called alternate nostril breathing. So when we do this, using your thumb and your pointer finger, or your thumb, is it your index finger? Index finger. Yeah. Whatever's comfortable to you. I'm going to start with my left hand. So I'm going to close off my left nostril and inhale through my right nostril. And exhale, just to get used to it. And I'm going to inhale. Take my pointer finger, close the right nostril. Exhale. Inhale. Thumb closes. So we're just inhaling in one nostril, exhaling, and we're just back and forth. So let's try that together 3 times. Again, filling up belly, ribs, chest, exhaling completely out. So inhale. And that's it. Alternate nostril breathing. So the 3-part breath and the alternate nostril breath are really good to use at the beginning of a yoga practice. Maybe starting off your practice as you're sitting in an easy seat position, prepping for warm up. It starts to slow your central nervous system down. And it's really good if you're teaching the class because you're starting the class out. You get a little anxious as you're going into the room, everybody's setting up. And if you start this out with your students, or if you're the student and you're feeling a little anxious about class, sitting on your mat before class starts and trying these practices starts to slow your central nervous system down and gets you tuned into the practice that you're about to flow into. And then you can move into your Ujjayi breathing. And it's also a great way to end the class, maybe during Shavasana, at the beginning of Shavasana, or the end of Shavasana, or maybe if you incorporate meditation into your yoga practice, using those alternate or 3-part breath during the meditation session or sequence or, few minutes. Especially the meditation, because that starts to clear your mind out so you can start to let all those thoughts flow away. You're focusing on your breath. Even if you're not doing yoga, even if you're just doing like sitting down to meditate, I would start out with one of those breathing patterns, because when you focus on breathing, it's hard to get your mind clogged up with a lot of thoughts. So it's a great way to start releasing those thoughts. And I always like to think of them as, my thoughts anyways, as landing on a cloud and gently floating away. And when you're breathing, and even your Ujjayi breathing during your yoga practice, when you're focused on breath, it's hard to focus on anything else. You're focusing on your breath, your flow, or your breath in your meditation. So really incorporating those 3 breathing practices into your yoga and meditation is a fantastic way to kick off that pranayama breathing. And if you can start to do that during yoga or meditation, you may just find that you also incorporate it through other parts of your day. Like I said, before a presentation or performance, or maybe when you're sitting in traffic and getting really irritated with everyone around you, or maybe it's before a big event, a wedding, or anything that starts to raise your tension. So that's what I have for you today on pranayama breathing, and I hope that you took something from this and enjoyed this video. Thank you.